I'm sure a lot of you are just like me. We've gone to the store, we bought some frozen meatballs, we've tossed them in the slow cooker, we let them go for a few hours. We come home, we dish them up, we have a nice, easy, quick meal. But it's just nothing special, not that wow factor. And for me, it seems like a lot of times that my sauce is always a little bit runny and doesn't stick to the meatballs. So I've never been thrilled with what I've done in the past. So I started doing a little research, like I'm sure most of you have done or are doing right now. And I've seen some different versions of meatballs in the slow cooker. And more times than not, it ends up with a jar of grape jelly. Well, I got doing some more research and I found all these different versions, even though they all included the grape jelly. And I started making some notes and I thought, well, why not just do my own version and tie all those things in together? So let me show you what I'm going to do over here. All right, here we go. Main ingredient, I picked up a big old bag of meatballs from Costco. We have the grape jelly that everybody talks about. We have some chili sauce. We have some Ray's original barbecue sauce. I have some little smokies, and I have some pineapple chunks. We're going to mix all that in here together, and we're going to let it go for a few hours, and we're going to see how it turns out. It probably doesn't really matter in what order you put this stuff in the pot, but I'm just going to put some wet in to begin with. So I'm going to put some Sweet Baby Ray's in here to begin with. That's about a half a bottle to start. Then I'm going to grab my chili sauce. Oh, there we go. Should have been prepared for the video. There you go. I'm going to take the chili sauce and I'm going to dump that in there. So that's a whole jar, right? So this jar is a 12-ounce jar. There you go. Good to the last drop, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some of this grape jelly in there. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to put in. We're just going to kind of wing it off the get-go. Let's just dump some in. There you go. That's about a half a jar right there. Now it's just dianonized, so we don't eat a whole lot. We're going to put that in there. Let me mix this up real good. Now I'm not going to put the pineapple chunks in until later. I'll come back in the middle of the cooking here and I will add the pineapple in probably when I have about 45 minutes or an hour left. Alright, so what I want to do now is I'm going to add the meatballs. Alright, let me just dump some in here. I'll just figure out what might be a good amount for Diane and I off the get-go. That's probably a pretty good amount right there. Now I guess if you have a whole bunch of people over doing like hors d'oeuvres, then you probably want to add some more of all these ingredients. But for us, it's just going to be the two of us. We're just going to make a small amount. I'm going to mix this around, get all the meatballs coated and all that juice. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, now I'm going to add in some of the little smokies. Let me cut this open real quick. Alright, I cut open the little smokies. I'm just going to throw some in there. Again, keep in mind it's just the two of us. Ah, what the heck. I'm just going to throw them all in there. We'll just have some leftovers. Or maybe somebody will be walking by the campsite and they'll have a bite to eat. This is, I don't know what it is, how big it is. It's just a little bag of little smokies, you probably know. Now let's mix this up. Alright, well I can tell you right now, this is why I waited a little bit and saved some of that sauce. I'm going to put some more Sweet Baby Ray's right on top of this. Just so I get it all good and smothered. I'll save a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more grape jelly on there. There you go. Now let's see what that looks like after a good stir. Man, that looks good already. What do you think? All right, let's go on to the next step. Okay, because we're not going to do the Instant Pot portion of this, I'm going to use a slow cooker lid that goes on here. I'm going to put this on slow cook. I'm going to raise it to high, and I'm going to leave that at 4 hours. And I'll tell you what else I plan on doing. Okay, everything's in the slow cooker doing its own thing. Diane and I have a busy afternoon planned. So Diane's out playing mahjong with the girls right now. I need to get on the bike and get a ride in. I need to get up to the gym and do a workout. And then in the midst of all that, I need to come back here and at least give this one good stir at about an hour, hour and a half into it. And then we're going to gather and have dinner before I have a Zoom call later on this afternoon. So it's going to be pretty busy, and it's a perfect time to do a meal like this. Another thing I want to bring up, remember earlier I said that when I do these meatballs, typically it's kind of a no wow factor. And I usually end up with a runny sauce on my meatballs. One trick I did here is that they leave the lid off of the meatballs while they're doing their thing. Now, I'm not sold on that yet, but my plan is to leave it on high. I'm going to get a bike ride in. I'm going to stop back by here in an hour and a half probably. And I'm going to turn this down to low, and then I'm going, or medium actually, and then I'm going to take the lid off and I'm going to let it finish with the lid off. They say that helps the sauce be stickier and stick to the meatballs more. And that's one thing I've always missed. So, let's see how that turns out. Stick around, watch what happens, and then we'll do a taste test. All right, so we have less than an hour to go before this is ready to eat. So let's go ahead and add our pineapple. So I've already opened up the can, I drained some juice off. And let's put some pineapple in here. Whatever you like. If you don't like pineapple, don't put it in. I'm not sure we're going to like it, but we're going to find out pretty soon. Actually, Diane and I like pineapple, so we're not too worried about it. I could just put this whole can in, I think.
Yeah, save the juice.
I'm told, save the juice?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pineapple juice.
Diane told me I should have saved that juice. I didn't take much out of the can. There's a little bit left in here. I'm in trouble again. There we go. So I just put the whole can in. That worked out pretty well. So this is a typical 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks. Now let's just give this a good stir. Get the pineapple down inside there. So we have an hour left before this is done. Maybe a little bit less. And you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the juices in this one. So that's not bad, but I was hoping for a little stickier. But I haven't left the lid off yet. So I'm going to put the lid back on for maybe 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to take the lid off and let it go the rest of the time without the lid on it. All right, they're all done. I told you we were going to be crunched for time at the end of the day before my Zoom call. So here you go. We just got a little sample out of the pot. And Diane's over here off camera like typical. And we're going to just try this. You want to try it first? What do you want to try first? You want to try a little weenie?
Sure.
Okay. You want to cut in half?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yes, please.
There you go. You want to get it? Yeah. Well, I guess I can have mine too. They're
Yeah,
slick. Not hot? Well, tastes like little weenies. Do you taste any jelly on that? Not really? Alright. They're good, don't get me wrong, right? But I didn't taste any jelly or anything like that that made me think about jelly being in here. I'm going to try a piece of pineapple. Well, you can taste the pineapple and all the mixture together, right? Do you taste it? Yeah, that tastes good. Okay. Now the real test is the meatball, because that's really what it's all about, right? So the sauce did not stick to the meatball like I was hoping to. Full disclosure, we didn't leave the lid off all that long. I don't know that it would have made that much of a difference. Getting a head nod over there, I think.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not a little weenie fan. So.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if you heard her. Did you?
Maybe you don't want to hear me.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard her talking over there with her mouth full, but she liked the meatball. And her comment was, she's not a little weenie fan.
Sorry.
Here we go. Let's try another meatball before we get in trouble. Okay. Those are good. Now keep in mind, those are the Italian type meatballs from Costco. Might be some seasoning on them already. But the little weenies, one other one? One little weenie? No. Okay. I think we could both do without the little weenies in there, right? Nothing special, other than you have options, right? If you put meatballs out there, how's our zucchini doing? Told you it was crunch for time. We have some zucchini. That's going to be our dinner. Zucchini over here. We have some rice we're going to toss out. We're going to put the meatballs and weenies on the rice. Good meal. All right, back to the topic. Meatballs are really good. I like the mixture. You can really taste the difference in doing the meatballs with the jelly and the barbecue sauce and the chili sauce and all that. Really tasted good, and it's not a hassle to make it. So I think that's the way we'll do meatballs from now on. All right. That's our fun for the day. It's time to have dinner and get ready for a Zoom call. Hey, look, if you enjoyed this video at all, if you had a little bit of fun with it, how about giving us a thumbs up? Maybe leave a comment down below. Consider subscribing. As always, have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.